and we start with the biggest threat to our planet. It's bigger than everything else we talked about today, and this is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence wants to replace living creatures with technology. And therefore they say also that everything must be connected to the cloud. All the human brains hooked up with a computer brain interface to a hive mind, a hive cloud, and the computer managing all this information must be a scalar wave computer, because with scalar waves you have at least one dimension more to put all the human brains hooked up with a computer brain interface. And this is something really horrible. The mainstream media is saying it is future, it will come. No, it has been here since a long time ago. And the modern computer games are also dangerous because they can open portals to the fourth dimension. A computer virus in the universe, in the multiverse.
A bridge has been created between physical reality and virtual reality, and human intelligence and artificial intelligence. What is real and what is fiction are seamlessly blended together so that there is no clear distinction between where one ends and the other begins. A continuous link between the human brain and a neural processing unit allows an individual's consciousness to be emulated on a neuromorphic chip. It allows the co-mingling of physical reality with virtual reality and human intelligence with artificial intelligence. The unique resonance frequency of a targeted individual's DNA is used to create a link between the human mind and a neural processing unit. This creates a bridge between the physical world and the virtual world, allowing virtual agents to identify, track, monitor, and manipulate a targeted individual. The neural processor wirelessly links to the human brain using the resonance frequency of a targeted individual's DNA. It is composed of an oscillator that is attached to an antenna and a receiver. The oscillator is designed so that it can write, erase multiple resonance states.
Could we ever program reality? Utility fog, a concept theorized by nanoengineer John Storrs Hall, who suggested that a collective of nanotechnological devices called Foglets could link together into a complex aerial swarm network. Hall initially came up with this idea as a way to prevent trauma in car crashes by stiffening the air inside the car. However, if this idea were to be extended to the atmosphere of our planet, then we'd be able to conjure things out of thin air, like wizards. If these Foglets were to be directed by an AI, they could be morphed into any structure that the user finds convenient. A whole planet made up of these Foglets gives us the concept of a heaven world, somewhat like the idea of a simulation heaven that we see in VR, except that this would be real life. Think of Utility Fog as a video game, where the characters can leap off the screen and interact with you, disassembling and reassembling themselves into furniture, landscapes, or food, anytime, anywhere. The surface of these heaven worlds would be covered in what we call programmable matter, also known as smart dust. The grains of sand under your feet are all actually robots of three-dimensional tactile material that can reshape and reform itself to suit your deepest desires. If the nanobots that make up this smart dust become cheap and plentiful enough, it would truly be bridging the gap between man and what anyone from the Dark Ages would consider a god. On a heaven world, the very dirt we walk in and the air we breathe will contain AI-directed nanites, a custom universe where you'll no longer be able to tell virtual reality from actual reality. At this point, it will no longer matter if the universe is a programmed simulation, because you'll be able to rewrite that program anyway. In fact, Google's director of engineering, Ray Kurzweil, has suggested that these nanomachines would unconditionally guarantee immortality, replacing every cell in our body until we become a collective of nanites ourselves.
Hey guys, Demon Hunter here. Okay, so you just watched that clip again on Utility Fog and Foglets. Okay, and again, it's my belief that we live in an enclosed system. You have Yahuwah's enclosed system, and then you have Satan mimicking, inverting, twisting, polluting that. Okay, having created his own live AI, augmented virtual reality, smart dust confinement dome. Okay, with smart dust raining down on us from the chemtrails. All right, it's connected again to the 5G towers, which has got 300 copper spoke wheels underground, these phased arrays, and it's connected to all the smart dust, goes all the way in our homes, which is also connected again to the Gwen towers. The Gwen towers have the 300 copper spoke wheels underground, and then you got the 5G towers, and it's all about surveillance. Meanwhile, you've got in blue here is Satan's, all right, smart dust confinement dome, and in the green you got the firmament. So the real sun, real moon are outside this artificial sky canopy, whereas inside you got Satan mimicking, inverting, twisting, polluting everything of Yahuwah, having created his own fake sun simulator, fake moon simulator, meteorite sims, and it's all about Skynet, the transhumanism agenda. They're looking to ascend another way, and it's all about also tracking and surveillance. The all-seeing eye is up there. Skydome Atlantis. Okay, there being a city nested in the sides of North. Apollyon's nested in the sides of North underneath Polaris. Okay, he's got his all-seeing eye apparatus, what I believe is to be the Sun Sim. And he's using optogenetics to plug into all the subjects below via their targeted individual program. Okay, plugging everybody in the hive mind. The jab being an operating system, actually, they're putting in you. Okay, for eugenics, depopulation agenda, and at the same time to connect you to the hive mind, Metatron's cube, Satan's cube, Skynet, that's housed in the sides of the North. Okay, now, and then all these foglets and utility fog is part of these chemtrails as well. And I also believe they are potentially opening gateways and portals to outer darkness, birthing in the Antichrist spirit. They're having collected ether from outer darkness behind the veil via CERN being the key to the abyss, and then disperse that through the stratospheric aerosol injection program, then ether. And these chemtrails are acting as gateways and portals to outer darkness, pulling that other dimension in, or opening the veil, per se, with the dimensions colliding. But at the same time, now this utility fog, okay, which are little, textile machines and the foglets, okay, they go all the way into our homes. They've created a digitalized artificial sky canopy where all these machines, nanotech machines, programmable matter, okay, feeds off the AI, which I believe is Satan consciousness, okay, and they can actually self-replicate, self-assemble, creating vortexes from hell, steer wind currents, create hurricanes, have blowers from hell, weed whackers from hell, okay, and now that you get the picture, I want to kind of prove this. I watched Spider-Man last night, and the predictive program in this is insane, and it completely mirrors what I'm talking about here, okay? So if we just go down to, I went ahead, took some screenshots because I can't play this footage if I post it on YouTube, even though I think I might have said something about the jab, so this might be censored. I might have to put it on Odyssey. I'm going to put it on Odyssey as well. I'll leave links in the description, the BitChute channel, but YouTube, I'll probably get it blocked now because I said, I think jab, due to censorship. But anyway, let's go down here. And then after this, I'm going to leave a video upload. If you haven't watched Operation, Operation Dark Sky, I think it was. I'm not, let me see. Was it Operation, what was that? Oh my goodness gracious. I'll have to revisit it. I'll leave the link in the description. It's Operation Dark Sky, I think it is. Or Operation Dark Winter. Sorry. Operation Dark Winter. I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description. I encourage you guys all to watch it. And it goes into chemtrails and gives you some insight into it. And at the same time, I touch on all this much more in depth. their surveillance program, the targeted individual program, but I'm also going to leave a clip of that at the end of this video. But if we go to the Spider-Man predictive programming video, now, and if you guys remember, see, I've told you this is an artificial sky canopy, and this picture proves it. Okay, so this is their streaming. Okay, so the AI streaming and this artificial sky canopy is able to do pretty much anything. It's a live augmented virtual reality they've created. And a sub sent me this from California, South California. Okay, so there's something being built out here, self-replicating, self-assembling nanotech, smart dust. Meanwhile, it says streaming in here. You can see it right here. It says streaming. Okay, proving that this, and it's building stuff out right there. Okay, but it states streaming, and like I said, there's a cloak structure behind there, and so there's a digital artificial sky canopy that's up there. Let me see if I have pictures of that. Here you go. It says streaming, and I've shown this before, but I just want you guys to get the point that they're capable of streaming anything they want up there, as well as create holographic anything, a holographic, for instance, think in terms of, you remember when there's a lot of times these hurricanes and it's fear, and they're showing on radar that you've got a storm, a hurricane that's 100 miles wide, and it's a category 4, reaching category 5. Next thing it goes to Florida, and nothing happened. It wasn't even a tropical storm, but it was fear. But on satellite, it's picking up that it's a huge, massive storm. But when it comes through, it doesn't do anything. It's because they have the technology, and this was even proven in Spider-Man, and I'll show you here, where they can create electromagnetic pulses to set off signatures in satellites to make you think there's something there. In terms of the media, when they show it, or when you're looking on all these different satellites, it creates an image in that satellite where it looks like there's something there, but there's really nothing there. But anyway, like I said, it says streaming, and I'll try and prove this here in a little bit. And like I said, everything's about streaming. Netflix, they show you here. I'll show you this at the end. But again, I think this is important too. The inauguration, it was the Hunger Games theme. Okay, and in the Hunger Games, what was it all about? It was about there being a city atop the dome, a digitalized artificial sky canopy, where they could push any buttons and create, asteroids or meteorites coming raining through the forest, and then they're pushing another button, electronic magnetic pulse hits, and it pushes somebody, away, or hits them as if they're being really hit by something, and it's all within this smart dust that you can't see. But it's all digitalized, and it's like plasma discharges. They could push a button in a certain area, and then boom. And here you see, they were all dressed up like the Hunger Games in the inauguration, because that's what it is. They're hunting us. They're actually hunting the Israelites, the true Israelites. But they're hunting everybody, and this is what I'm talking about. See? That's what they're capable of doing out of this artificial sky canopy, which is nothing but digitalized sky, okay? Where they could stream anything, and they could create anything, and holograms and everything. So back to Spider-Man here. Let's see here. Where is it at? We'll go ahead and start here. Okay, so this is in Spider-Man. I'm just going to go through these slides here. So you've got this gent, Peter, and he's talking to his girl, and he says, and they're on a field trip in Europe, right? And they're talking about going to the Eiffel Tower. It should be great. She goes, yeah, I read it was secretly built as a mind control antenna to create an army of the insane. So you got to think in terms of 5G, this whole zombie apocalypse that's coming. It's going to be 5G. It's going to connect to the operating system in you, and the smart dust, and these people that accept the jab, and it's all mind control. Okay, then he goes in, and what's taking place here is there's this villain. He used to work with Iron Man. Iron Man's now dead. Tony Stark, but he used to work with him. Tony Stark fired this guy, and this guy had created a holographic device. Okay, but Peter Parker doesn't know it, nor does Nick Fury, and he's created this enemy. Okay, which is it's actually created via their advanced holographic tech with cloaking and decloaking drones within that, and these cloaking drones are capable of creating vortexes, again, weed whackers from hell, and you got to think in terms of the Foglets and the utility fog, and here they're big drones, but thinking of on a nanoscale where they're just capable to whip up a vortex, whip up anything they want, okay, stir all these, these storm systems to take out the farms because they control the food, control the water. That's what they're doing. They're getting everybody out of the rural areas, but they're controlling these storms via this nanotech. All right, the smart dust is programmable to be able to steer these storms, create weed whackers from hell. But anyway, this guy, so he's created this fake enemy, this boogeyman, like Bin Laden, And what it is, it's supposedly, what do they call it? Give me a second here. Creatures from the elements. Okay, so they're called elementals, but they're like myths from the old, legends of the old, okay? And they're coming back, but it's all done via holograms. And this is him, okay? But he's created this enemy via holograms, okay? And these drones that are hidden within the holograms that are capable of doing all the, the impact as far as, do weapons, directed energy weapons, explosives, this and that. But they're hidden within these holograms, okay? So he's created this enemy because he wants to become the new Iron Man and take over the world, all right? So, but Peter had actually fought one of the enemies that he had created, which was an elemental of fire. And of course, Jesus or God, or Yahuwah says he's going to burn the earth via fire. But anyway, so they're going on talking to this guy. This is known as Beck, but he goes by Mysterio. That's his name. Okay? And right now, Peter or Spider-Man is on good terms with him because they just fought this elemental, which was, like a demon. But in short, it was him and his crew creating a hologram with drones hidden within it that was doing it. And he was pretending to help fight it with Peter in order to gain it's an AI that he's trying to get from Peter. But anyway, let's see here. So then he's talking about, so now they're talking to Mysterio, and they're talking about how there's multiple realities. And he says, this is what Spider-Man's saying to Mysterio, okay? That this changes everything in terms of singularity. How does that even work with all the quantum? So talking about, quantum computers and everything, opening gateways of portals. And he says the enemy we just called them elementals. So you can think of fallen angels, all right? And then he says here the Earth's dimension is 616, which is weird. In your mirror, it's like 919. I don't know. And he says, I'm from Earth 833. And then you got your 33 there, right? So anyways, he says they were born in stable orbits within black holes. So again, they're opening gateways and portals. You got to think in terms of that. All right, so they're revealing that. And he says the creatures are formed from primary elements, air, water, fire, earth. He says the science division had a technical name, having called them elementals. Okay, which reminds me of this. This is Microsoft files a patent to bring back dead loved ones as AI chatbots from their digital harvest data, having seemingly learned nothing from Black Mirror. But anyway, it reminds me of that, they're being able to harvest this, these legends of old and bring them back as AI chatbots through this, digitalized artificial sky canopy, and then make it, happen in terms of perhaps, holograms, but, I don't know, bringing back the dead as AI chatbots. But anyway, I just found that kind of interesting. And I thought there might have been a relation there. But anyway, so he's talking about versions of them exist across all our mythologies. These myths are threats. The first materialized on Earth many years ago. So he's just going on talking about the elementals, and they're here now attacking the same coordinates. I don't know if there's something there with those other coordinates that he gave. I wanted to look into that. But anyway, so he's just talking to Peter about the enemy that he's created, but, Peter doesn't realize that, okay? And he created it through drones and that of advanced holographic tech, okay? So, let's see here. And then this is what I'm talking about, the satellites. And this is Dr. Fury. So he's saying, yeah, our satellites confirm it, showing that there's an enemy there, but it's really not there. Just like those hurricanes and those storm systems where they say they get everybody to move out of the, the coastlines and out of the state of Florida. And then all of a sudden this thing comes through and nothing's there, but the radar is showing that there's something there. So this is Dr. Fury, and he doesn't know this guy. He's thinking he's just a superhero, coming to help get rid of these elementals. And he's saying, yeah, our satellites confirm it, that there's this massive, threat. So, and he says, thank you, Mr. Beck, for destroying the other three. So, like I said, Mr. Beck Mysterio is his name, and he created this enemy, this false enemy, pretending he's helping him in order to take over the world and gain access to these AI glasses that who was it? It was Stark, Iron Man gave to Spider-Man when he died. Okay, and it was all about surveillance and everything. So there's only fire left now. So there's this element of fire that they're supposedly taking on, and the strongest of them all. Okay. The one that destroyed his Earth. Yeah, okay. Anyways, literally wrapped up. Now, this is when he's talking to his crew. And all his crew, this is Mysterio, okay? This is Mr. Beck. This is the guy that created this false enemy. And he's talking to his crew, who were all fired from Iron Man's team, okay? And he's talking about this tech now. He says, literally wrapped up in wealth and technology that he was unfit to wield. A revolutionary breakthrough. With limitless applications that Tony turned. Okay, so he's talking about this holographic tech that he created for Tony Stark, and Tony Stark gave it another application for therapy, but it was I don't know, and he called it BARF, and he fired this guy because he thought he was distable. He fired Mysterio, kept his tech, and the tech's called binarily augmented retro framing, or BARF, but anyway, and it says, it costs $611 million, but you mirror that's 9/11. Okay, and he goes, that's my technology that could have changed the world. And then now this guy is the other guy that was fired, okay, that he's talking to. And this guy's got the holographic illusion tech, okay. He goes, the integration of my illusion tech, he's got the drones. He's got the advanced drones, this guy. And Mysterio is talking about how he's going to integrate this gent's technology with drones with his illusion holographic technology, okay, to take over the world. With your weaponized drones, was brilliant. Powerful illusions, real damage, work like a charm. And now this is another one he's talking to that, I don't know, it's a Gutterman, whatever. And he says, the story you created, so this guy, he's on his crew too, and he created the story that he was going to create a false enemy, okay, for part of this plan. He goes, the story you created of a soldier, meaning, him, from another Earth named Quentin, then you got the Q there, kind of weird, fighting space monsters in Europe is totally ridiculous and apparently the kind of thing people will believe right now. Okay, so they fabricated this whole story in order to be able to combine these weapon systems in order to take over the world, in short. And then he's talking about Victoria here, And she was the one that's staging these electromagnetic pulses at each attack site. So they come up on radar, and this. These holograms are coming up on radar, okay, in order to make it even seem even real. So that, I mean, you got to think in terms of the fake alien invasion. This is exactly what they're going to be doing for the fake alien invasion. They're going to be staging it where you're not going to know what's going on, because you're seeing it on radar, and then you're going to be like, wow, UFOs, this and that. And then, meanwhile, they're doing it. They're staging this whole thing. They're telling it to you right here through predictive programming. Okay? So she's going to be staging the electromagnetic pulses at each attack site in order to give a false signature for the radar signatures. So Fury's own satellites would confirm our lies. Okay? And then after Tony died, she was the one who discovered the Edith. It was being handed over not to us, not to the Defense Department, but to a child, Peter. So he wanted to get after this Edith, which I said, it's like a surveillance system. It's the glasses that can see everything. It's the all-seeing eye. All right. So anyway, so we'll keep going here. And he's talking about, I have a cape and lasers now, and he's got, with this technology and with Edith to be able to take over the world, Mysterio will be the greatest hero on Earth. And then everyone will listen. Okay, so now here, so after Spider-Man and Mysterio were fighting this false enemy that they created out of holograms and drones, well, one of the pieces of the drones fell down or fell off during the fight. Okay, and Peter's girlfriend recovered it, and this is it. And, you know, Peter still doesn't know. He thinks Mysterio's, you know, on his side, and they're fighting these real demons. But, in fact, it's, you know, this tech here, his girlfriend, or Peter's, Spider-Man's girlfriend's talking about this tech that she found during the fight. And here it's shooting up a hologram. But she pushed a button by accident, and then all of a sudden it's shooting off this hologram, and it's putting the hologram in the sky. Okay, and this is how Peter, Spider-Man, discovered that they're using this false enemy is a hologram. Okay, and let's see here. What the hell was that? He says to his girl. What is it? Some kind of projector or something? Yeah, but it's really advanced. Wait, does that mean that the elementals are fake? Right? So all this crazy stuff we're seeing in chemtrails, or, you know, all these spaceships and all these simulators up there simulating everything, sun, moon sim, sun sim, you know, meteorite sims, etc. And then all these, obviously, you know, UFO sightings and this and that, and all this crazy, you know, light displays going on up in the sky. Yeah, it's all fakery. All right. She says, what does that mean? The elementals are fake? That doesn't make any sense because we're there, right? She goes, that doesn't make any sense because we were there, right? She says there was fire and destruction. And, and this is just a hologram, okay? She's like, Mysterio. So anyway, they find out that now that Mysterio has created this false enemy through the use of his holographic advanced technology in these drones, which are self-replicating, self-assembling, and they're also capable of being invincible. So this is Mysterio and his crew in a warehouse testing out their technology. Okay, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. He goes, yeah, you could just fast forward to the end. Okay, so now they're creating the storm system and the lightning, and this lightning and everything. That's another thing. They could create all this lightning in this digital artificial sky canopy too. I'm telling you right now. He goes, you know, plasma discharges out of space fence. But anyway, it says, all right, fly, zap, zap, zap. So he goes, decloak the drones. Okay, so the drones right now are currently cloaked within the warehouse. Meanwhile, they got this hologram going off, making it look like some huge demon or, you know, alien. And he goes, weapons only on standby. And so now these are all the drones are visible after he decloaked them. He goes, double the damage and then run it again. So he's testing it out, wants to double the damage. So there you got your holographic demon, holographic aliens, holographic UFOs. Meanwhile, you've got his helmet's Mysterio's helmet here is actually a dome. You know, it's like I said, it's as above, so below. You've got Yahuwah's enclosed structure, and then you got Satan having created his live AI, augmented virtual reality, smartness confinement down underneath it. So as above, so below. And so he's like, we're on schedule. Oh, yeah. He goes uploading software back to Edith Network, which is the AI. Big enough to cover an entire city. Going to cause a lot of casualties. Oh, yeah. With our drones. We'll create an event. More casualties, more coverage. Got to cut through that static. London's a beautiful city. It'll suffer. So I don't know. Is that a target predictive programming? But they can rebuild. If I'm the next Iron Man, I need to save the world from an Avengers level threat. But when its new savior descends, so you could think like the Antichrist, all those casualties will be forgotten. Janus, as in Saturn's moon, Janus. Saturn saying, Janus be in position with my quick change armor. Okay. He says, what's going on with my hand? Why is this happening? So his hand's freaking out. The hologram's, giving out. And it's because they lost that one projector, that one drone. So it's missing a piece. And he says, one of the drones that came back from the plaza. He goes, one of the drones didn't come back from the plaza. He goes, what? Was missing a projector. It's fine. Wait, you're telling me this now? It's one drone. The image will be perfect, I promise. He goes, the projector is evidence and how we're doing it. I'm trying to fool 7 billion people here. I mean, they're telling you exactly what's going on. This fake alien invasion, including Nick Fury, who happens to be the most paranoid, right? So anyways, so now it jumps to the scene when you got Spider-Man telling Nick Fury what's going on and what Mysterio has done. Okay? And that they're getting ready to attack with this fake holographic, system with cloaked drones, right? So he goes, Beck is a liar, Mysterio, the elementals, it's all fake. He has some illusion tech. It's a projector. I pulled it off the fire monster in Prague. So all that death and destruction we witnessed was created by this? No, not just this. I think he's using drones. Well, if that is true, so you got to think, man, the utility fog and the foglets, on a nano scale, then Beck's very dangerous, and we need to be smart. So, next thing you know, he goes, what, Hill? So she's turning into a hologram. So they're creating this huge live augmented virtual reality, like it was stated in the Foglets utility video, where you're not going to know what's real from fake. Okay? Like, planes going overhead over targeted individuals, and you think it's a real plane, and it's not. They're able to send a blueprint of a 747 instead of sending a 747, and lock it onto your brain signature with its voice to skull technology. I mean, it's just crazy. So now this doesn't even look like the place they're in, but it changes. Where it's a hologram. He goes, no, it's just an illusion. Peter, what's going on? I know this isn't real. So anyway, Mysterio pretends to have his girl and throws her over, but it's a hologram, and Peter goes crashing on the ground when he was supposed to go and try and catch her, but it was just a hologram. It's fake. So anyway, it goes, I created Mysterio. Meanwhile, you got the pentagram star there. To give the world someone to believe in. I control the truth. Mysterio is the truth. So they're mocking Jesus there. And then you got the one-eyed symbolism, right? And he does it again with this close-up shot. So, and then he says all you had to do was step aside. And this is Mysterio's head, with his fake artificial sky canopy and his holographic live AI augmented virtual reality. Smartness confinement dome. So this is just the end here where he's got the drones. He's trying to take out Peter, and he says William launched the drones. Okay, so this is a low Earth orbit Stark Industries satellites that release the drones. Drones are entering the atmosphere, weapons are hot, so these are the drones coming down. Right? You can't make this stuff up. Okay, hit it. Victory, increase the pulse. Yes, Quentin. Execute the kill order on my command. Okay, hit Victory. Or hit it, Victoria. Increase the pulse. Okay, hit it. So now she's using the system to create a pulse in the area where this system's taking place, in order to give it a signature on the radars. So she's just, it's all fakery. So see the radar now, she created this electronic pulse with their fakery tech, and now it's showing up as being a system, but it's all fakery on the radar. Now people are saying, whatever, this is like 100 times bigger. All right, and same thing there. He goes, you got this, Peter. He's talking to his, friends. He goes, walk me through it. He goes, I know it's illusion tech. All I do is get inside the illusion. Then I can take it down, right? But last time you got hit by a train. True, but this time, how do I explain this? I have sixth sense. But anyway, so this is the system, holographic system now, coming out on London. He's like, cue the lightning. So like I said, man, all these crazy lightning shots you're seeing up there, they can do it. Plasma discharges in this artificial sky canopy. And with these drones, cloaked drones, cueing lightning. He says, it's okay, Mr. Dell, and I have it under control. He goes, look out, the witches are back. It is all witchcraft. So they're creating it. Now this is Peter on his friend's jet. They're going to this system in order to penetrate it through the hologram and take out the drones that are being hidden and cloaked within this holographic storm system. Yet it's just 100 times bigger than expected. So there's a storm system that they created using holographic technology with drones, cloaked drones within it. Okay, just you got to think of all these tornadoes they can create out of nowhere with blowers from hell, weed whackers from hell. They're able to use, Putin even said that they're using machines to control the weather. And I've proven that over and over. Let's see. He goes, whoa, Peter, you sure that's not real? And anyway, so he goes, and then Peter goes flying into the storm system, holographic storm system with drones, that's got the directed energy weapons capabilities and weed whackers from hell. It's all programmable, self-replicating, self-assembling. It's like Transformers within this holographic storm system. So you're thinking it's the storm, or you're thinking it's these, these aliens, but it's a hologram, and they're using these drones and tech to be able to simulate a real event. What would assume to be a real event, but they're doing it. He goes, I need a response, something quick and decisive. So he's trying to tell these mainstream media, to be able to put fear into the people. He goes, so this is a report. He's telling me it's all elementals. It's the enemy. They're merged into something. He goes into something else, something more powerful. It's drawing energy from the Earth's core. And this is what he's portraying on the media. So trying to oversell this whole thing. Now, Nick Fury says he sees that it's BS now. And then this is Spider-Man, okay? So he says it's not real, it's not real, it's not real. He's going to go diving into this vortex, right? And you can see when he goes through it, it's all digitalized. It's like an artificial holographic sky canopy. It's not real, it's not real. Whoa. So he enters inside this vortex, and then you got all the drones in there, all right, with their directed energy laser weapons. So he's using his, Spider-Man's using his webs to connect to all these drones and to send electrical charge to fry them. Okay, meanwhile, you got Mysterio Man here. He goes, William, I've got drones breaking formation. I want to see what's happening. Take manual control. So he wants to see what's going on inside the storm system. And then he notices, do you see anything? Yeah, I'm going to kill him. He realizes Spider-Man's inside this holographic storm system with all these, drones flying around. So this is when he's shooting his web and he's trying to, and he zaps them with an electrical current, which breaks the holographic feed. This is the holographic feed now breaking down within this storm system. Yep. Yep. Goes, boss, the illusion is coming apart. He goes, I see you. So now he can see through the storm system, holographic storm system they've created. All right, of this monster, whatever, mythical legend storm system. And now he can see through it. And of course, you have the X's, which is actually the bridge, but, you know. Let's see here. So he's jumping through now. He goes, just kill the illusion, kill it. So they're killing the illusion. Now you see all these drones flying around that created this hologram. All right. Or they had the hologram and they had all these drones within the hologram, hidden within the hologram, to be able to do all the devastation. Weed whackers from hell, blowers from hell, directed energy weapons, etc. He goes, now render my illusion suit. All right, so it just goes on, and now he's talking about give me the glasses, which is like the all-seeing eye, the surveillance apparatus that you can look through these glasses, and it's just about surveillance. Tony Stark gave them to Spider-Man. It's the AI that he's trying to take. So now he's just creating these other false illusions via the drones and the hologram capabilities got. And in short, he takes out Spider-Man. Or sorry, Spider-Man takes him out after he made another illusion. You could see his illusion breaking down, his hologram. But Peter caught it this time. And he says, you can't trick me anymore. Turn off the drones. Biometric scan complete. And he regains the glasses, the all-seeing eye apparatus. And now Spider-Man's back in control of Edith, which is the AI, the glasses. Okay. So you got it there. So now, and these are some pics from Butterman, Mr. Butterman, that I'm going to be breaking down, but you could see how there's some crazy holographic looking things pouring out of these he's capturing out of these chemtrails, which again I'm still on the fence whether it's actually still chemtrail gateway portals that they're opening up, or if they're using that with the holographic tech and these are drones. But I mean, it's all coming out of the chemtrail. It's all coming out of the smart dust, which is the barium and aluminum stuff for Baal worship. You know, so, but it's some very evil, wicked tech. Okay. So is it real, or is this, you know, like gateways and portals? Like I said, they collected ether from the underworld. We discerned dispersed through the stratospheric aerosol injection program. Now this chemtrails with this ether, this dark matter in it, is pulling into the other dimension, and these are actually demons pouring through these chemtrail gateway portals. But the thing is, it always disappears. I mean, when the chemtrails disappear, all this stuff disappears. So, or is this part of just their holographic tech, you know? They're raining down the smart dust, and all this stuff's coming out of the smart dust. You know, the utility fog that they're spraying on us, and all this stuff's just, I don't know, I still think it's a combination of the two. But I'm telling you right now that they're using this tech, they're using more than likely these drones, if not, you know, on a visible scale, but on a nano scale, where it's all programmable matter, but they're little machines that you can't see, but when through the AI, when they combine it all together, they can form up and, you know, do anything, including plasma discharges out of the digital artificial sky canopy, like I said in Hunger Games, or, you know, directed energy weapons. Like I said, they're creating a live augmented virtual reality. So if it's live, you know, and it's virtual reality, I mean, they can create anything in it. Nothing. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a few of those. Let me see. He's got a few good ones, really good ones in here, though. I'm going to be making a video on this, but yeah. You know, just crazy, wicked stuff pouring out of these chemtrails. So, but I just thought that was weird. So I'm gonna leave, like I said, a video, and this is, this is the chemtrails. This is what they're doing, and they've got an entire team dedicated to this. And I'll include that in the video. Like I said, you need to go watch Operation, goodness, am I going to forget that again? Dark Winter. See, and they got the double suns, but they're simulating everything up there. Even these lightning strikes, like, it's all simulated. It's all simulated. And when you start to break some of these down, you can just see where it's just like, it's just not real. And you got, like paper thin veils catching, caught all this tech, and I caught these in Florida. These were in outer bands of Hurricane Irma. So I know that, and this was in 2017, guys. So this is like when all part of Gothard Tunnel ritual, when they're opening gateways and portals. But these were all in the outer bands of Hurricane Irma that I caught here. Even the demon prop, the androgynous figure, the man boobs, I caught flying around in Hurricane Irma. This wasn't Hurricane Irma. This is more recent, but this is right over my house. And you can see these demonic faces just pouring out of them. And then you had the forest fires, though, where these things are manifesting out of like either the artificial sky canopy that's all around us, goes all the way into our homes, or the veils lifting, and this stuff's just coming through, what they're spraying on us, all this barium and aluminum, and so it's either a bunch of witchcraft, the veils lifting, all this stuff's pouring in. But these are the wildfires out west. But you can see, it's just, I mean, in here in the wildfires, I've shown you this before, but they look like huge, massive transformers. But is it programmable matter within the artificial sky canopy? And this is crazy. But anyway, I don't want to get too far into this. This is going way over, but I'll show you this real quick. Oh, see, you got Boston album, right? Sucking up the water, where they've got these huge, massive machines and hurricanes with tech. He's in the eye of a hurricane storm. It looks like it's got tracks on the outer bands of the system. These are old videos that I've done, but you can see the tracks. So they're using all this self-replicating, self-assembling stuff, within the systems. This is an aerial that I caught over my house. Self-replicating, self-assembling. These tornadoes, I'm telling you right now, they're fake. And this is all machinery. And this is an aerial that just circulated over my house, and you can see all the tech in there. It's building out down here. You can see a little bit tech in there. You can see it in there. This huge like wheel thing. Even up here. And even back here you got stuff going on in there. Alright, and then this is the carousel wheel from that aerial. But I've done videos on all this. And this is this is on a satellite feed, but you got these like rainbow color, like, I don't know, streaming, who knows, underneath the feed. And then like objects, but I don't know. It's just, can't really go by satellite, but this is like stuff in outer storms on satellite feeds that I did pick up, and when you broke it down, it's like calipers and little just crazy, looks like tech. You can see it really here and then there, here. It just looks like it's this machinery. But I really don't want to go into all this, guys. I've done videos on all this. I was just looking for, legends of old. Just like what they're talking about in Spider-Man, the elementals. Legends of old, and you got Anubis here that my friend Liz from Ireland caught. You know, then you got this guy. It's like on a bird bike. Looks like a Spider-Man villain, or not Spider-Man, but Superman villain. And then you got this angel with devil horns in front of it, and this guy's riding a bird bike. More. See the eye in there? So I'm just saying, guys, all this stuff is just like, you know, it's just like, look at this thing in here. Huge octopus kind of thing. You got tech over here. It's like a huge, massive archon. You know? You've got freaking reptilian looking things coming out there. Right angles up there. But it all pours out of the chemtrails. All this is pouring out of the chemtrails. Okay? In Spider-Man, you know, it was all that was hidden, you know, everything was hidden behind the storm systems. So are we looking at holograms here, or are we looking at, you know, they're creating an artificial sky canopy, and they're doing data harvesting and using AI chatbots to bring back legends of old, you know, opening gateways and portals through this artificial sky canopy. It's just crazy. Yeah. And then you can just see tech in there. And you got your faces up there. And then you got this going on down here. Yeah. So anyway, you get the gist. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave a video of the end part of Operation Dark Winter. I'm going to include that at the end here. And then you've seen the utility Foglets talking about that. And then I'll just leave it at that. And then I recommend you watch, you know, the full video of, I don't know why I keep forgetting this. Sorry, it's been a long day. Operation Dark Winter. And then it will talk all about the surveillance thing. It's going to talk about the targeted individual program, how they're looking at hijack your pineal gland. Satan's looking to devour your soul. Okay, plug you into the hive mind. You know, Yahuwah resides in the hearts of man, not a machine. Satan's looking to set his kingdom up in the hearts of man, replacing Yahuwah via the transhumanism agenda. And once you take that, you know what? Start emitting those Wi-Fi signals for them to be able to lock onto your brain signature, because you've got an operating system now inside of you. In this, see the lightning? Do you see what's going on here? I've shown you this over and over before again. You got Bill Gates here. You got the quantum black cube, Metatron's cube. Okay? Nested in the sides of the north. Apollyon's nested in the sides of the north. Okay, he's got all his optogenetics. He's plugging into all the subjects below, you know, through this psychotronic weapon system, targeted individual program, frequency-based weapon systems, locking onto your brain signature, accessing your pineal gland, eventually plugging you into the hive mind once you take the mark of the beast. Okay, these are all optogenetics. Metatron's cube, probably the Sun Sim, Skynet, and you got Bill Gates here. See the lightning in the background, also artificial digitalized sky canopy. All right, and you've got the black cube with optogenetics, one-eyed symbolism, and become simulated. And then if you happen to go up here, we'll just leave it at this. You've got, they're telling you that they could simulate the constellations at the opening Olympic ceremonies. Okay, they've got Stargate Atlantis predictive programming. They got locusts, you know, here. Then you've got Atlantis, which is the chaos symbol, okay? And then you've got all these demons, squadrons of demons manifesting out of the clouds. That's a screenshot from Atlantis series. Then you've got here predictive programming. They're creating a dome, okay? Yep. And these domes might even, I'm even thinking that not only do they have one, Satan's got his huge smart desk confinement dome, but he's also creating these domes that are over every single mega smart city that plugs into a hub station that then plugs into the AI Skynet at the top of the dome. Okay. So you got Candace here shooting up at the digital artificial sky canopy, which they can create anything. This is in Hunger Games. She's shooting up at it. Artificial sky canopy. It's a digitalized sky, just like the lightning I showed you in the back of the Bill Gates pic. Yep. And Spider-Man with the dome. So there it is, Hunger Games, showing the artificial sky canopy up there. You see how it's all digitalized, holographic. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was a weaponized Elysium-style base atop the sky down low Earth orbit, a Hollywood-style production of sorts. And you got Pan the Horn God. Atlas, Sky Dome Atlantis, Apollyon in the north, sides of the north, capping the dome. Anyway, man, I'm just going to leave it at that. Alright, so you got Apollyon capping the dome, and you got Lord of the Rings, which is the Dyson Sphere around the dark sun, and Apollon's capping the dome. Alright, you guys have a mighty blessed one. Stay armored up, enjoy the rest of the video, and hopefully this wasn't too much of a mess all over the place. I apologize, I'm tired. Take care. Hey guys, Demon Hunter here. I hope all is well. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on the chemtrails and what I believe is taking place. Now, first off, I believe it's for them to create their AI, programmable matter, surveillance apparatus, okay? And also their 3D Max, you know, a holographic smart desk confinement dome. I believe that's what they're doing, but I also believe they're opening gateways and portals to outer darkness, allowing that other dimension to come in, what's behind the veil, birthing the Antichrist spirit, having collected ether from via CERN, the key to the abyss, from outer darkness, and also dispersing it through this chemtrail network, okay, which is opening gateways and portals to outer darkness, pulling the outer darkness in, just like 9/11 being a sacrifice to Apollyon, the two becoming the one, the enmity within looking to take over, okay, and then it's also connected to their targeted individual program, okay, so they're looking to hijack your pineal gland, which is at the Vatican with the peacocks, okay, via their psychotronic frequency weapon system, their targeted individual program. And let's see here, so there's a city all atop the dome. As above, so below. You've got Yahuwah's enclosed structure, and then you got Satan, mimic, invert, and Pluton twisting that. Satan being Ra. He's radiating the entire planet with his smart dust, and create a smart dust confinement dome for his transhumanism agenda, connected to the smart dust that's raining down on us, which is connected to the 5G towers, and then also these Gwen phase towers, arrays that have 300 copper spoke wheels underground, aimed at altering God's natural earth frequency in order for them to set up their transhumanism agenda and ascend another way. Satan's looking to set his kingdom up in the hearts of man, replacing Yahuwah. And Yahuwah does not dwell in a machine, he dwells in the hearts of man. So again, he's looking, the chemtrails are setting up this holographic artificial sky canopy for the fake alien invasion. At the same time, it's all connected to the AI Skynet. Here you got Bill Gates with the optogenetics looking to plug into everybody's hijack or lock into the brain signature. Okay, and once you take that jab, then that's going to be an operating system in you, devouring your spark of life, your life essence, plugging you to the one hive mind. Now, let's see here. So, it's all again about surveillance. And that's why they need the 6-foot radius rule in order to spread people out so they can lock onto your brain signature without contaminating the frequency. They can't have folks close. So plugging into the hive mind. Metatron's cube. Okay, the sun simulated being a camera apparatus. The all-seeing eye. It's the eye in the sky. It's what the leaders here are touching. Okay, so it's all about surveillance. The sun being a huge, massive camera apparatus. They're setting up Apollyon nested in the sides of the north being up under Polaris. Okay, the North Star, mimic, inverting, twisting Pluton, everything of Yahuwah. And again, it's as above, so below. You've got Yahuwah's enclosed structure, Satan inverting, twisting, polluting, that having created his own smart dust confinement dome below. And here you can see the optogenetics, predictive programming. Here someone caught it in the sky, and then they've got their National Artificial Intelligence Initiative with the spider on there. Where the bugs that they're looking to catch. Okay, the luciferase quantum tattoo. Okay, that's made cloning a firefly, and you got to think in terms that Satan's also known as Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. We're the flies that they're trying to catch, and Satan's Skynet web that they're creating up there. Hence all the archons that we're seeing all around. And you got Lucy here. I've shown you that. Okay, Lucifer, and also and then you've got it here in Netflix. It's all about streaming. It's all about optogenetics, the light spectrum. And I've shown you this before, but this is a resident, had a California resident sent me this, right? And Lord pressed it upon my heart to see what it says. And it states streaming. It's building out its infrastructure, programmable matter, self-replicating, self-assembling. And when you broke it down, it clearly says streaming. Okay, this is for their fake alien invasion as well that they're creating up there. So you have to turn it around, and then you can see how it says streaming. So, and again, the inauguration. Okay, they had it. They're all dressed up as Hunger Games. You got, yep. You got, what's her name? Lady Gaga. Okay. Yep. Who happens to be the spokesperson for the New World Order, talking about creating a race within a race, because they're looking to hijack your pineal gland and attack your shock chakra. They're looking to win your favor. They're trying to get you to come to the dark side. This is being grounded in Christ. And they've created digital artificial sky canopy over our heads. Meanwhile, again, they're looking to bring back the dead. To which I think they could probably do, might even be what we're seeing here with all these demonic manifestations in the clouds. These chemtrail gateway portals are bringing in that dark dimension, and these demons are able to manifest through this digital sky, artificial sky canopy that they've created, bringing back the dead, Mothra, you name it. So that's why what was it? Prometheus with the black goo, dark matter raining down on us, predictive programming, and these are paper thin veils and a couple subs, and let's see. This one is from Liz from Ireland, dear friend. Let's see here. So anyway, and that's your quantum tattoo. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Let's see. And then this is interesting. The same face during Hitler's reign. for propaganda, talking about global warming. It's the dark winter we're seeing, where they're controlling the weather and they're opening gateways, portals to outer darkness, I believe. There's Greta again, the false prophet. Then you've got here the body interface cryptocurrency, human body implanted microchip connected to the cloud, Satan being the prince of the air, plugging into hive mind where they're harvesting biometric data, but the patent number is 666. Yeah. And they're able to see through your eyes once they lock onto your brain signature and get this smart dust that's raining down on us. And eventually will create the zombie apocalypse, I would say, in order to make sure everybody gets that jab in them. And that's going to be via injecting you with the dark matter, nanites with DNA inhibitors, and putting an operating system in you for the Cullen, the eugenics program, the depopulation agenda, having the dark matter seek your favor and take over, making your eyes full of darkness. This is light. So you got to be grounded in Christ. You got to keep asking Jesus, Yeshua, to renew your heart, thoughts, and mind on a regular basis, making them new in His image. Restore your spirit, with the Holy Spirit. Allow Him to fill you with His presence. Praying that you're counted worthy enough in order to escape all these horrors to come, and worthy enough to stand before the Son of Man. Because we're under attack. We're being hunted. See the upside down cross there of Gates' husband. And then, I mean, you could see it here too, right? Trump, I am the chosen one, the Jewish Messiah, he's from the tribe of Dan, but he says my blood is the vaccine, right? Well, if his blood's the vaccine, then, and he's from the Canaanite serpent seed race, then yeah, that's what we're dealing with, because he says Kanye West says he's dragon energy. So if his dragon energy, then his blood's in the vaccine. They're black blood mind virus, looking to take over the host body system. And let's see here. Now, I did want to probably show you something else that's pretty important here. Let's see here. And see how in the Marvel Spider-Man it's a radiated spider. Satan's radiating everything. It's got the black and the blue, because the black and the blue of Spider-Man is the red blood. This is the blue blood. They intermingled. Genesis 1 is the serpent seed race, and then Genesis 2 is Yahuwah's race, having created Adam and Eve in order to be able to create the bloodline that Yeshua would eventually come through in order to redeem the lost, making the two one. Meanwhile, these guys are in the background running the Canaanite serpent seed, running the entire show with their guillotines and getting ready to instate Noahide laws, right? And then here you can see that these nanotubes delivering systems can be activated via 5G psychotronic weapon systems to be able to unleash these viruses, which would probably be the zombie virus, once you get that operating system inside you. And again, you got here the Star of David. Nowhere in the Bible or the Talmud is this referenced as the Star of David. However, the Bible does reference this to be the Star of Remphan, belonging to Moloch, with the black cube, Metatron's cube, right? Meanwhile, they're simulating everything up there. They're telling you they've got moon simulator, they got a sun simulator, okay, meteorite simulators, all right, and people are continuing to see all these different stars or different planets, and 2 moons or 2 suns. Meanwhile, they're even telling you they're simulating up everything up there. There's constellations, Planet X, different moons, different suns, Star Trek, stars on tracks. And it's all about a surveillance apparatus, guys. Yep, the eye in the sky. It's the eye in the sky. It's Pan, the horn god, Atlas, Atlantis, Sky Dome Atlantis. It's part of their also, Atlas is their surveillance program. Their fusion centers, it's all known as Atlas. And then again, it's all about taking over the host body system, plugging you in to the one hive mind. The Borg's up there, Metatron's cube streaming over all these districts. We got these hub stations, right? Probably over all the smart cities, plugging optogenetics into everybody's, hijacking their pineal gland, locking on their brain signature, which is the ringing in your ears. Once they're locking on, they're plugging in the hive mind, the AI being Satan consciousness, right? And there's your all surveillance ball. Trump and them are touching the leaders, world leaders, in Satan's smart dust confinement dome with the serpents cutting off God's natural earth frequency. He's replacing it with his own. And then you've got the greatest showman. I've shown you this over and over, but you got Apollyon capping the dome. Then you got the dark sun, the sun simulator, Lucifer the false light bearer, this false luminescence, the capstone, with the dimensions colliding. You've got it here, 33. They love the 33. You got the pyramid. You can see the light going up in the pyramid. Then you've got the phoenix rising, and he's wearing all orange. They love the orange. Here you got Cross and Bones 322, which is about adding an extra strand of DNA, mRNA. Tech, Iron Man, iron mixed with clay. They're putting an operating system in you, nanotech, the triple helix. Let's see here. Bill Gates quantum dot digital tattoo implant to track COVID-19 vaccine compliance. So again, they're putting an operating system in, and they're giving you this quantum dot loose face tattoo that's made via cloning that of fireflies. And once again, Satan being Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. So once you're plugged in, once they catch the flies in their web and plug you in the hive mind, you become one of the Lord of the Flies. Now let's watch this. This is during the Texas storms, okay? So whether that's the Antichrist spirit leading this guy, if they're doing this for mockery, all right? So you got, they're taking out Texas, all right? Probably killing hundreds of people, all right? Their electrical bills are skyrocketing, and they're using their geoengineering, to depopulate, and they're showing you here, you got the spider, right, with the web, and we're the bugs. And here you got Texas Agriculture Commissioner issues red alert over food supply. They're doing this weather chaos, dark winter operation in order to control the food, to control the water. Okay, blame it on the weather. Meanwhile, if you want food, you want water, you got to accept their jab, their black blood jab. Yep, that's what they're doing, guys. And again, it's the Canaanite serpent seed race at the top, the tribe of Dan. And I'll just leave it. Let's see here if there's anything else that I want to touch on. You got Spectre. Okay, the spider with their opening gateways and portals, 007. Again, you got all these, you got the Hydra and the Spectre, you got all these Archons. Yep, the spiders, they're coming to get us. Meanwhile, you got the wall, the spirit of Pink Floyd looking through the veil. So you've got God's throne room atop, the North Star, Polaris, north being up. You got Apollyon nesting the sides of the north, Sky Dome Atlantis, vacuum sealing God's natural earth frequency, the tree of life. using chemtrails, raining down smart dust, right? And barium aluminum, BAL. And then you got them simulating the meteorites, the sun sim, moon sim. Meanwhile, Yahuwah's real sun and moon are outside the smart dust confinement dome that Satan's creating. We're the apple of God's eye. Okay, we all have the golden phi in us, as does the earth. And you got Sky Atlantis in the middle, vacuum zone, God's natural earth frequency, creating this smart dust confinement dome, radiating the entire planet. So you won't have any choice other than to accept their nanites in order to live or to die in Christ. But to die in Christ is the gain. And it's all right here in Stranger Things with the mind flare, right? The spider, the Archon, the web, Skynet. So yeah, so I think that's about it. Hopefully you got the gist. But anyway, you guys have a mighty blessed one. Stay armored up. Know that Jesus loves you. And we'll talk to you here real soon. All right, thanks for your time. May God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Hydrogel is a DARPA invention that includes nanotechnology and nanobots. This bioelectronic interface is a part of the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines supply system. The biochip being developed by Profusa is just like the proposed COVID-19 mRNA vaccines in that it makes use of hydrogel. The implant is the scale of a grain of rice and connects to an internet database that can maintain and observe modifications in your biochemistry and a big selection of biometrics comparable to coronary, heart, and respiratory price and way more. Nanotechnology may theoretically be used to make mind control programs, invisible and cellular eavesdropping gadgets, or unimaginably horrific instruments of torture. It may help enhance monitoring for peripheral artery illness. However, whereas it may be handy, this type of expertise may even have speedy ramifications for our privateness. Who will acquire and have entry to all this information? Who will likely be chargeable for defending it?
It was 10 years ago, just after the government instituted the whole isolation policy. We began hearing reports of a mass epidemic, some unknown disease sweeping the country. The details were vague at first, nothing on the cause or transmission of the disease, only that it was highly contagious, and in most cases, fatal. Before the general public even had time to react, the government declared a state of emergency and ordered a mandatory vaccination program for our protection, they said. As it turns out, that was the beginning of our nightmare. The disease was a complete government fabrication, and the supposed vaccine they were injecting into everyone, in reality, it was a cyber virus developed by Daiwa. The virus has a mutating effect on the cells of the body. It alters their molecular structure and converts them into biometal, essentially turning us into machines from the inside out. There's no way to stop it. And to make things worse, the cyber virus was still early in its experimental phase.
What do you mean?
Daiwa didn't even know if it would work. It had never been tested on a large scale, so they turned Japan into their own private laboratory.
When it does work, the virus gradually progresses through the body until it finally reaches the brain. At that point, we become perfect androids under Daiwa's control. The speed of the process differs from person to person.
Your own government lies as a matter of course, as a matter of policy. The Tuskegee experiments on black men in the 30s, Henrietta Lacks.
Driven not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective.
The takeover of America.
And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient. By severe drought, brought on by weather wars, conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves. In a state of perpetual war. To create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home. With tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose. The corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate. It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear.
They can just steal your money?
Followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
Well, it will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
Saying these things would be incredibly irresponsible.
It's irresponsible not to say it.
Especially if it's the truth.